Mentally, it gives me a lot of confidence working with Rico, because in my mind it's a very strategic thing, these fights, and I just feel real comfortable with his approach and his outlook on who I'm fighting, and how the striking that I've been trying to learn and stuff, that's starting to...
And he's in very good shape, and mentally he's smart, and he's a veteran competitor, and I think that has a lot to do with it. He's not going to go out there and lose his head, which to me...
In preparation for a mixed, so that I could, number one, defend myself from his strike, both to conserve energy and be efficient in your body mechanics.
Boxing training is very important for the reality fighter for several reasons. Footwork and balance are key in controlling the distance between you and your opponent if you want to effectively be able to execute offense or defend yourself against your opponent's strikes. Learning to strike properly is also very important so you can conserve energy and get the maximum power from your strike. My boxing training are footwork drills where I'm concentrating on my balance and my footwork, moving forward and backwards, quarter turns left and right, and this creates a good balance so that you're constantly in position to either avoid your opponent's strikes or launch an attack of your own. And remember, never cross your feet. Another good drill is a shadow boxing drill. And this is good for visualizing your attacks and visualizing your motion when you're in the ring with another opponent. This could also be done with another opponent, similar to what we do in our mirroring drills. I like to punch the focus mitts because it helps me to punch properly so that I bring my hands back to the correct position and defend myself, and also get the maximum power out of my strikes. Heavy bag drills are also good for getting the maximum power out of your strikes, and are a great conditioning drill both for wrestling and pummeling and for boxing. There are a couple different bag work drills we like to use. One is with the swinging bag. It's something we got from Muhammad Ali. He used to do this drill to improve his power with his power punch and stop a swinging bag when it's coming at you. Jumping rope is another great drill for your cardiovascular conditioning. It's also very good for working on your footwork and movement. Something a little different in combining the jump rope and the heavy bag drills, I like to alternate 1 minute on the heavy bag as hard as I can go, and then 1 minute skipping rope. And sometimes I'll do periods adding up to 10 or 20 minutes in a row. It's a good cardiovascular workout. You want to make sure that you stay centered and stay in good position. You want to have a nice center line, stay in good balance, and move your feet. That's real important in creating power and staying on. You can actually throw your jab and freeze in position and evaluate the position of your body and whether you're in balance or not. And this is important, especially when you're throwing crosses. And as you get better at it, you can feel and hear that your punches are crisp and that you're getting proper position. Step into your jab, keep your elbows in, protect your chin with your shoulder. As you step in, you throw your jab straight out, bring it straight back, protecting your head. Now notice I'm just going to wait for my opponent to put the mitt up. And this works on my timing and my reaction. Right. And on the jab, you want to always slip your punches to the outside. So if it's a cross, I want to slip to the left. If it's a jab, I want to slip to the right. Keeping my hands up, keeping a good defensive posture, I'm simply changing levels, moving my head out of the way of the punch. Okay, a simple drill. Just have your opponent throw punches, slipping the jab to the outside. And now we're going to throw in the cross. Now we'll put them both together. Kind of a bob and weave, or making a U with your head. It's going to help you bob and weave and avoid that strike, and then close the distance on your opponent, whether that be to tie him up in a clinch or to take him down. Some guys do this under a rope, or you can just do it by yourself. It's real important, again, and then you can add your partner later. He can throw blows, and you can weave, bob and weave under him. Okay. The cross, the jab, and basically defend yourself when you're stuck in a cross. To defend those things, and now but the basic boxing defense is elbows in, hands up, using my arms, moving my head.
He's going to be patient that way. Short uppercuts again by Belfort, blocked by Randy Couture's elbow.
So we want to use these drills. We talked about closing the distance. Once we close the distance, what do we want to do from there? And I like to use a lot of my Greco-Roman techniques that I've developed over the years, and they've kind of translated into good fighting, especially from the clinch. And one of the things I like to do when I bob and weave and close the distance is come in and get right on my opponent's head. Now, number one, I stay on my opponent's head a lot, not only controlling him, but I'm taking a lot of wind out of his sails, making him work pretty hard to keep his head up and to see where I'm at. And I want to make sure that I don't just hang onto his head and stand in front of him here, but I want to move my feet. So I'll change from side to side, okay, back and forth. And from moving side to side here, this is going to create the opportunity for my short, choppy punches, either hooks or uppercuts, depending on how my opponent reacts to my motion. Okay. So I bob, I close the distance, I'm coming right up, changing, moving my feet. From side to side. Okay. You want to make sure you're using your legs. Again, your hips come, all your power. It's not an arm punch. Okay. Everything coming from my hips. Real short, choppy punch. Okay. Controlling his head, using my hips to throw this punch. Okay. And then I'll change sides. Same thing on the other side. So take his back and take him down from here anytime you feel like it. Now, the basics for a collar tie is real important. Once I close this distance, I want to keep this distance close, okay? I want to control my opponent. I want to make sure and keep my elbow in my opponent's chest. I want to be real heavy on the back of his neck with my hand, all right? Now, if he tries to lift his head up, that's going to create the opportunity either for me to change levels and take him down or to strike him, all right? And I can also change sides very easy off of his resistance by moving my feet. Again, elbows in, a lot of weight on the head. Okay, now it's going to create the opportunity to strike. All right, never want to forget that my opponent can hit me as well. And sometimes if I feel my opponent coming, I want to bring my hand up and block him at the bicep. Okay, I can use my elbow to deflect his punches or his blows. And that's also going to create another opportunity for me to strike him back. Work from the collar, I can change to the underhook, either side. That's it. Your balance, center. 50-50 on both legs.
That's it. Head, turn the thumb facing you. That's it. Turn the hip. That's it. Go on, balls. Move. Move. Nice and short. Balance. Don't fall forward. You go center. Turn the hip. That's it. Good. Good. Turn it. Turn the hip. Drive it. That's it. Move. That's it. Good. Good.
It's not the most active punching, and then the next week it'll switch itself. It varies.
With takedowns, just working on the transition from back up.
My striking has been the strides and the most improvement. Two, in a good boxing sense, effective.
You can tell a fighter a lot of things in the gym about how they should hit people and what they should do, but until they actually pull it off in the fight, they don't necessarily believe it.
To move up in levels, and it's been a blast.
You want to stand with him, he will hurt you now. Something people didn't fear in the past with him, well, they better fear it and respect it now.
I broke everything up into rounds to simulate the explosion and the varied muscle groups you use in the rounds of a fight. And they've got a great attitude and push.
Cross, cross, two, cross, 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 two, cross, cross, also cross, 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 cross up, cross up, two back knees, cross, cross, one, cross, three, cross, 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 two, cross, 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 hook outside, cross, 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 one, cross, 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 cross inside. Push, 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 forward. Push, 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 one, push, one, push, 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 cross, so cross. Push, push, cross. Push, cross, so cross. Push, push, push. One, push, forward. Push, 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 cross. Push, cross, look outside. Push, 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 cross. Push. Two, push, push, cross. Push. Two. Cross across, go with it. Cross across, push, cross, push, two, cross, two, cross across, push, one, cross, look outside, push, forward, cross inside, cross, push, forward, cross, look outside. Push, one, cross, look body head. Push, cross. One, cross. Two, cross, look cross. Nice. Cross, inside cross. Cross, look outside. Push, forward. Cross, look cross. Cross, look, two back knees. Push, forward. One, forward. Cross, look cross. Cross, look outside. Push, forward. Cross, look body head. Again, push, forward. Cross, look cross. Cross, look two back knees. Push, look cross. Give me a good one, forward. Cross, look outside. cross inside cross. Cross inside cross. Punch, forward. Cross, cross inside cross. Forward. Cross hook body head. Again. Cross hook to back knees.
30 left.
1, forward. Cross. 1, 3. 2, cross. 4. Cross.
10 seconds.
Cross hook outside. 1, 4. Cross. Cross hook outside.
Time.
Jab elbow, go. Jab elbow, good again. Hands up, go. Snooker. Go, 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 go. Go, Randy. Go, 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 go.
The bear fight, I had the stitches, they came out in a week, so outside of that it felt great. So it wasn't too difficult to turn around, jump right back into camp and get ready to go again. It felt good actually. I like a shorter camp, I only did a 6-week camp for this fight. Normally I do an 8 or a 10-week camp. So I think because I was already in peak shape, turned it around quick. It's more of a distance with him. Are you into that range where he can land that long shot and that long kick? Kind of getting back to my roots, looking a little bit more through a wrestler's eyes again. I've been focusing so much on my striking the last couple of years, trying to get that up to where I thought it was, good, and still continuing to work on that. But I think working with Neil Melanson and kind of catch wrestling as it applies to the submission game, it's changed my ground game a lot, and it's improved it a bunch.
I'm very refined and have a very
The other area that I've been working on a lot for the last 3 camps has been my striking. Make him miss and make him pay.